What I'm sharing with you today may feel counterintuitive as a woman. We have been taught to be pleasers, but if you follow and do what I'm telling you to do, there are two things that I promise you, and you have to watch the whole video. One, you will begin to have a better dating experience. And two, you will be able to identify a partner that you will be satisfied with. This is Heal the New Sexy. My name is Samithia. I'm going to jump right in. Today, I want to talk about why every woman should date selfishly. Before I do, be sure to hit that like button and also share to any millennial woman, okay? So first, and I'm looking down because I have notes. The first reason why every woman should date selfishly is because your dating needs to be focused on your happiness. Like I said, this may feel counterintuitive, especially if you're a people pleaser. Many of us as women, I grew up as a church girl being taught, the woman was created for the man. That's why she was created. But this is the thing. You have some say you have the say as it relates to the quality of your dating experience and also who you marry. In our society, we live in a misogynistic and patriarchal society. It makes you feel like, oh, I got to perform for the ring. No, we're not performing for the ring. We're not performing for relationships. We are getting in relationships and dating men that respect us. Okay? So many of us are also taught that relationships require sacrifice, but this is the thing. In your dating, there should be no sacrifice and there should be no compromise. Say that one more time. In your dating, because you're dating for your happiness, you're focused on your happiness, there should be no compromise. And what I mean by that is I used to be an avid Target girl. I used to love going to Target and I would pay full price. If a man is not willing to do what you need or like and desire, then that's not your man. We are not giving ourselves away for discount. We're not doing that. There's no compromises. And when it gets to the place of sacrificing, one, sacrifices should be happening in marriage, but two, you have chosen and you said, this is the man that I'm willing to make sacrifices for. But in your dating period, it's about your happiness. All right. Patriarchal societies will have you believing that you have to be happy just to have a man, which is furthest from the truth, right? Let me say it like this. Your happiness is of the utmost priority in dating. You are teaching this man how to treat you. Now, many men, unhealthy men, and men that are not ready for relationships, they're not ready for a serious relationship, will attempt to make you feel like you're asking for too much. That same man will then go out and buy a luxury vehicle. He will read the manual. He'll put rims on that vehicle. He'll clean that video every day, that vehicle every day, right? You could see him doing all of this for this car, but he'll look at you and tell you that you're asking and requiring too much. No, you need to date selfishly. Does this make me happy? Do I like this? Does this make me feel good? If it doesn't, then you need to move on. Stop being so quick to tolerate behavior. If it doesn't satisfy you, move on. So first, you need to make sure that you are happy in the relationship and the dating experience. Let me give you another example. This whole conversation, it was a conversation last year about not going to Applebee's, not wanting to go to Applebee's, and men in uproar. Why did you want to go to Applebee's? Because I don't eat there. So if he wants to take you somewhere and you don't like it and you speak up and he's like, well, you just let it go. Because the man that God has for you is going to go over and beyond for you. Okay? All right. So number two. Oh, wait, before I move on to number two, I want to say this. It's important for you to research. This is your homework assignment. Research different types of relationships because relationships are not monoliths. In society and on the media, they have you thinking that it's the traditional relationship. I hear women, oh, I can't wait to be led, or are you submissive, or da-da-da-da-da. Relationships are not monolith. There's different types of relationships. So you have the traditional relationships and then you have egalitarian relationships. You need to research which relationship is for you and know which relationship that you will thrive in. This will help you to be able to pick a partner that the two of you are compatible as it relates to your morals, as it relates to your values, but also what type of partner you're looking for. If you are not a traditional woman, you're more of an egalitarian woman, you need to be able to communicate that up front, okay? All right. Number 2, dating selfishly is an expression of self-love. Taking time to invest in yourself, your goals, and passions builds a solid foundation for self-love. When you love and value yourself first, you are able to teach the man how to love and how to value you. Let me say this. I hear these internet streets that, I'm a prize, I'm a prize, I'm a prize. This is the thing. Prizes were created to be collected, but favor is respected. Okay? I'll say that one more time. Prizes are collected. Favor is respected. You were never created to be a prize. You were created to be favor and a good thing. If you look outside, and let's look at the NBA, LeBron had how many rings? Michael Jordan has had how many rings? These men will get with these women that they identify as prizes and they just collect them. That is not who you are. But when you engage in dating selfishly, when you engage in loving yourself and knowing who you are able to teach him who you are. And he will respect you. Men marry favor. They don't marry prizes. And that's why some of the most beautiful women outside, beautiful women aesthetically, are not married yet, because that man sees her as a prize, a notch on his belt. He gets her, he knocks her down, and he moves on. A man can have a Lamborghini, a Porsche, a Ferrari in the garage and still be outside looking for the next shiny thing. But when you know you are favor, when you know you are a good thing, you will teach that man how to treat you and how to love you. And when he refuses to, you'll give him the deuces, because you know there's a man out there that will go over and beyond for you. He's not going to play about you because you don't play about you. Okay? All right. I hope you hear me. Comment down below that you hear me. All right. When you value yourself first, right, you are more likely to attract a healthy partner who will respect you and cherish you. And that's what we want. Ultimately, we want to be respected and we want to be cherished. This is about attracting men who actually like you for who you are, not for what you do or not for what you can do. In my other video, I talked about the parentified daughter, and I talked about the type of men that she attracts. She attracts men that want her to do. They like her for what she does, not for who she is. That's bad English. I know it is. I'm sorry, y'all. That's terrible English. My mom was an English teacher. I hope she don't watch this video. She was like, what she? Okay, I know that's bad English. But you want a man that likes you, right? And that's why I always preach on here that the man you are dating, first you need to start and see if you like him as a friend. There's many people out here talking about how I love them, but I don't like them. You don't want that at the baseline, the foundation of your relationship. The two of you are friends. He respects you. He adores you. You are his friend. Okay. Not just he likes you for who you are or the aesthetic of you. Okay. Now, number 3, dating selfishly allows you to feel empowered. This is about having healthy boundaries. This empowers you to say no when something doesn't align with you. How many times in your dating experience have you said yes to something that you really didn't like? And this is what's important, because if you compromise in dating, you'll compromise in the relationship, you'll compromise in the marriage. And before you know it, you'll wake up, look at yourself in the mirror and not know who you are because you've made compromises. Every step of a relationship still requires boundaries. I'm going to say that. Because many of us grew up feeling like we had to be selfless, feel like we had to make sacrifices, and we did that in dating, and we made all of these sacrifices. Meanwhile, he hasn't made one sacrifice to be with you. So you have to have boundaries. You have to know what your boundaries are. Okay. I know in my therapy practice, I've worked with women who felt, well, this is a part of a relationship. This is what I have to do. No, sugar. No. Have your boundaries. Okay. You need to say no when something doesn't align for you, not just for your values, but also for your dreams and your desires. We're not sacrificing our dreams. We're not sacrificing our desires. I'm going to go further. You're not sacrificing your purpose. The man that comes in your life will understand this girl has a purpose. This girl has a call on her life. She was created for something, and I'm going to push her and prop her up for that, because even though I am her partner, even though I am her husband, even though I'm her boyfriend, there's greatness in her, and I want her to go after everything that God has for her. I'm not going to make her or try to make her dumb down and fit in a box to stroke my ego. Ego ain't even that big. Beyonce said he had a big ego, but the ego ain't even that big, girl, for you to be dumbing down yourself. I said what I said and I meant it. You got hopes, you got dreams, you got desires, and just because you get in a relationship don't mean you lay that down to the side. Hey, no. No, this man is going to ensure that your well-being is protected. But first, you have to ensure it by having your boundaries, okay? Now, let me say this. In every relationship and experience, only invest what you can afford to lose. This is why you have to pace yourself. If he's moving too fast, your boundaries, you say, hey, this is moving a little too fast for me. I like a man who's able to pace. That way you're getting information and you're not just being infatuated. Because of course, I know he fine, girl. I know you're not dating no man who don't, make you look at him a certain way. You ever saw a man so fine? Listen, I've seen men so fine, I had to repent. God, lead Jesus. Hey, my flesh started moving, sir, but my spirit and my soul, I know it's wrong, God. It's not me. It's this flesh you put me in, okay? You said when we were born into sin, but you got this flesh. There's no good thing in my flesh, God, but your son, hey, created in your image and your likeness. And my flesh was responding, but my spirit, Lord, I'm sorry. Flesh is weak. The flesh is weak, but my spirit is strong, God. I promise you it's strong. So I know you dating a man, okay, that make your flesh speak, but you got to slow down. All right, number 4. I hope you're still here. If you're still here, say still here. Dating selfishly allows you to build confidence. It allows you to make decisions that align with your vision for the future. You have a vision for the future. You know what you want your life to look like. So stop dating as if you don't have a vision for your future. Stop dating as if there's not a certain neighborhood you want to live in. Stop dating as if there's not a certain lifestyle that you want. Stop dating like you don't have that. I was raised that when you get married is as if you drop your purpose. Some of you may have heard me say that, but that's the furthest from the truth. When the Bible says, when I knew you in your mother's womb, that means that he knew you from beginning to end and he has a purpose and a call for your life. And it doesn't mean that, oh, Cynthia's married now, so everything else that's an error. You've been taught an error, okay? So confidence grows when you stand by what you want and choose relationships that you value. You have a choice. Many of us have been taught to we just have to be on pins and needles and we have to perform for a man to marry us. No, you have a choice. He makes a choice and you make a choice and you move forward. And a healthy man, a well-balanced man, an emotionally intelligent man knows that you have a choice. And he wants you to choose him the same way you want him to choose you. Both of you are eager to be selected and chosen by the other. Both of you know the worth and value of each other, okay? But you got to know you got a choice. You get to choose who you submit to. I'm going to say that one more time. Just because a man comes to your life doesn't mean that you have to submit to him. When you say I do, that's the man who you choose to submit to. And guess what? He's going to make it so easy for you. Especially the us hyper independent women. If you hyper independent, say yeah. Especially us. Who submit to who? I only submit when I want to. All right, but he's going to make it so easy and he's going to work with you. Okay, so don't worry about that. Some women worry. Some women who I've worked with worry like, Cynthia, I'm so independent. When a man comes in, I don't want to, baby doll, there is nothing about you that's going to run that man away because he knows that you're his favor. He's going to be praying to God and he's going to be eager. Lord, I know this is the one you created for me. And that hyper independence will change into interdependence and you'll be able to work with him. Okay, all right. The more you choose you, the easier it becomes. Let me address fear and settling. A lot of women who I've worked with have this fear that if I don't get married here, or if I don't compromise, or if I don't go with the flow, I'm going to be single. You have to address that fear. What's the worst thing that could happen if you never get married? You think God won't bless you? First of all, let's be for real. First of all, I believe if you desire marriage, it's because God put that desire in you. And I did a video about that. I'll put another key in here so that you can click the video. And I did a teaching on that. If you desire marriage, I believe marriage is for you. It's about the timeline in which God has it for you. okay? But don't settle and marry somebody just because you fear that you'll never be able to get married. God has it for you. God is not cruel. He's a good father, okay? So don't fear and don't settle, all right? Number 5, this is the final one. Dating selfishly creates independence. Instead of losing yourself in the relationship, you maintain your individuality. I remember talking to a coworker and I'm like, I want to date, but I struggle because, some of the things that I see. And they said, Cynthia, the thing about you is that you have your own identity. And there are some men that want to date, but they want the woman to take on their identity. And that's why a man may have a problem with you, because you have your own identity. But we were created to have our own identity. You have your own fingerprint. Okay, you are meant to impact the world a certain way. And just because you start dating doesn't mean that you stop being independent. All right. When independent, you keep your own identity. You are less likely to settle for anything because you know who you are. This is the thing. We can have a car, right? We can have a car. You can have a car. Let's say you got a Porsche. Porsche takes diesel. If you mess around and put some regular gas in that Porsche, where is it going to go? Nowhere. It's not going to go anywhere. And the reason why many of you may have struggled in your relationships is because you are settling. You're supposed to have diesel. You're not supposed to have that regular gas, okay? You can't go forward and in a relationship knowing that it doesn't satisfy you, doesn't complete you. You've already done that. So maintain your identity and maintain your individuality, right? So if it doesn't enhance your life, you're an individual, you have your identity, you're less likely to settle. You are looking for a man that's going to enhance your life, period. And let me say this. I see many women online and they talk about money, they talk about beauty because they're trying to get a certain man. But what they ultimately want is they want a man who's willing to enhance their life, but they've only identified it in those 2 ways. You need to be very clear on how this man is going to enhance your life. And it doesn't have to be about finances. It may be that this man creates a safe place for you in dating. Okay, marriage, we talk about money right now. We talk about dating, right? This man creates a safe place for you and a safe space for you. And in doing so, that's how he enhanced your life, because he makes you feel safe. He makes you feel protected. If you get a flat tire on 75, he's going to come and he's going to be there for you. He's going to get there before AAA will. All right. So if you do these 5 things in your dating, it's going to take practice, because many of us have engaged in performing in our dating. But if you date selfishly, you're going to see some things and you're going to date a different quality of man. Because one thing for sure, men date selfishly. Men date women who they're physically attracted to, and men date women who have certain characteristics that they're looking for. You need to be doing the same. Okay? Now, if you want a part 2 on how to date selfishly, let me know below and I'll do a part 2. Be sure to share this to every woman. Okay? This is Heal the New Sexy. My name is Cynthia. Until I talk to you again, bye-bye.